This is the 6 to 7 Figure Show, episode 0. Ready? Let's hit it.
Broadcasting from the Valley of the Sun outside Phoenix, Arizona, this is the 6 to 7 Figure Show. Tired of working so hard and having no time? Take your 6-figure practice and turn it to a thriving 7-figure enterprise. And now, your host, author, speaker, mentor, and strategist, Frank Bria.
Welcome to the 6 to 7 Figure Show. I am Frank Bria, your host, and this episode is a special About Us episode. You know, podcasters we're starting this new trend of having episode 0, which is all about the show. So I want to tell you why we're doing this show and basically introduce you to me, the concept, and what you're going to get out of it if you decide to subscribe to this podcast, which I certainly hope you do. What is the 6 to 7 Figure Show? So we are a show dedicated to consultants, coaches, and experts who are making 6 figures today in a practice that's usually primarily driven by one-on-one services or trading time for money, and teaching them how to convert that business into a 7-figure enterprise. And we've got the code. We've got the code figured out about how to do that. We've looked at a number of different 7-figure businesses, figured out how that works, and we've got that ready for you to share. So what you're going to see from this show is a really unique format, what I think is a really unique format. We're going to every week share with you one lesson that gets you closer to a 7-figure enterprise. Now, if you listen to this show, you certainly can pick and choose the lessons that you want to listen to. But if you are serious about going from a 6-figure practice to a 7-figure enterprise, you need to go in order because you're going to need to put these pieces in place, and order matters. If you get this stuff out of order, like a lot of entrepreneurs do, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to find yourself very frustrated. But there is an order. There is a code that we've cracked to figuring this out. So here's the format. Once a week, I'm going to do an episode that teaches you the concept for that week. It'll be topic-based. I'm going to share with you my thoughts, examples, things I've seen that work, and give you some hints and advice on putting those things in practice in your own business. The second episode we do that week will be an actual coaching session with an entrepreneur who is making that 6 to 7 figure jump. We're going to work on that exact topic in their business. So you'll hear how these principles are actually applied in their business with the very things that are going to make a difference for them. We're not going to be doing the classic interviews, where we're bringing famous entrepreneurs and interview them and ask them questions about their famous moments of failure and things like that. We are going to simply talk to regular business owners just like you who are making that move from 6 to 7 figures and need help. So you can hear how that process works and basically get some ideas about how things go. Where do these entrepreneurs come from? So generally speaking, the folks that we're interviewing are folks who are a part of our Mastermind Program. The Scale to Success Mastermind Program is helping 6-figure experts become 7-figure entrepreneurs, and I lead that group, and we embark on a year-long journey to become a 7-figure business owner. So if you're interested in being in that group, then of course on the show notes page and on our homepage at 6to7figureshow.com, you're going to see how to do that. Okay. It may not be for you. You may just want to listen. You may just want to hear. And that's great. This podcast is free. We'd love to have you subscribe. And maybe one of these days you will be interested in joining us in that group. But that's where the real work is going to happen. So I'm going to teach you the principles. If you want to apply those principles in your own business, if you want to get help to actually get that stuff done, you're going to have to join us in the course. There's always ways to do that, and I'll be sharing that with you along the way. However, you may be interested in just some of the extras that go along with each of the topics. So in some of the topics, we actually have participation guides, we have questionnaires. My book, Scale, has definitely some exercises that are related to some of these things. We'll be picking those pieces apart and making them available. That's completely free. So you can get access to all those great resources for free by joining our 6 to 7 Figure Show podcast community that we call 7 Figures Plus. Now, 7 Figures Plus is going to simply be a free community that you can join. We've got a Facebook group. We've got a membership site that essentially has access to all of this stuff. And so every episode, we're going to have additional materials. And there may be video training. There may be sort of behind the scenes stuff we cut from the episode. It's going to be available to you completely for free. So if you want to really engage with us in this journey as we take you from 6 to 7 figures, what you can do is you can join that. And that's available at our website, 6to7figureshow.com. Right on the front page, you'll be able to join our 7 Figures Plus community. So that is what we want you to do, because that's the best way that we can help you achieve your goals of 7 figures. So now a little bit about me. So I am what I like to call a recovering consultant. So in other words, I spent the vast majority of my life as a consultant, and that meant with a lot of consultants, what it means is to be traveling all the time, be on site with clients and helping them. And it was a very successful career. But frankly, it was really a lot of travel. And towards the end, when I was working on 4 continents at the same time, I was traveling 350,000 miles a year, and the travel was just ridiculous. And I was away from home all the time, not seeing my family, not seeing my kids grow up, not being with my wife, and just really letting all the important things in my life go so that I could be a successful consultant. And I realized that I had hit the ceiling in the growth of my company. It just wasn't going to grow any further that way. I mean, I physically couldn't do any more. But the services that I was offering my clients weren't scalable. I wasn't going to be able to train somebody else to come in and do it for me. I wasn't going to be able to get them together in groups since they were all over the world. And I needed to do something else to scale. And so I embarked on this journey to figure out how to turn a 6-figure consulting practice into a 7-figure enterprise. And I made a lot of mistakes along the way, a lot of fits and starts. And because I have a background in software, I thought maybe a software company would do it. And that's really crazy because I don't have the money to fund that. And I didn't want to go get investors and beg for $6 million and go live out of my car for a year in Silicon Valley, all of that stuff. But it turns out there is a way to do it. And I started to study the real experts at this. And one of my mentors, Michael Port, who is a 7-figure entrepreneur, he says that. I'm not tipping any secrets by saying that he took certain steps to get you to where you want to go. He built a platform and he generated an audience and he productized what he had and offered it to that audience. And then he built assets, intellectual property that he turned and licensed out. So that is the key. Those are the steps. And so I want you to learn those steps as well. Now, it's one thing to say, build a platform. It's another to actually go do it. So that's what we're going to focus on. How do you actually execute each of these different steps? And so each week, we're going to walk through these things in order. I'm publishing the curriculum in advance. So if you go to 6to7figureshow.com, you'll see the schedule, the curriculum posted for all 16 of the lessons, all the 16 weeks of lessons that we have. When we get to the end, we'll figure out what to do from there. And hopefully, if you're engaged with us, you can tell us what you want to see us do next. But for the next 16 weeks, that's what we're going to focus on. We're going to walk through that curriculum. We're going to teach you what you need to know to go from 6 figures to 7 figures. That's 6 to 7 Figure Show. And I hope you subscribe. That would be best for you because then you won't miss out on anything. Every time we come out with something new, you will get that delivered to you directly. Also, it helps us understand that, we've got something which is really going to be useful for you. We want to be in service of you and your business moving forward and achieving the freedom in your life so that you're not tied to the job that you've created for yourself in your 6-figure business and instead create a 7-figure enterprise that you can manage and live the freedom and the life that you have always wanted to. So with that, I'll sign off. Thanks so much for listening, for paying attention to our show. And we are going to be in the process of delivering this great content to you over the next 16 weeks. My name is Frank Bria. I thank you again for spending time with me and hope to see you in our 7 Figures Plus community. Go to 6to7figureshow.com and join the 7 Figures community. And until then, I will sign off and we hope to see you on the next episode. Make it happen.